Consciouz, your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into, and before we do so, please go ahead and run those likes all the way up. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification systems. When you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and reminding them to get their black asses into the sanctuary. So whether you part of the replay gang, active with me in real time, or you are an old nasty piece of bush, baby, I need you to swing and bang and bully the hell out of that like feature, baby. Bully the like button the way that Donald Trump is bullying the rights of black and brown, FBA, and ADOS people, okay? If that doesn't put an extra emphasis on how hard you need to be going, baby, I want you to go as hard on the like feature as they're going on the economy right now, baby. I want you to go as hard on the like feature as the Trump administration is going on the job market. Yes, God, okay? Run them likes all the way up. If you enjoy everything the King is doing, you can also donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or paypal.me/Consciouztv. And of course, that's Conscious with the Z on the end, spelled just like it is here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are, of course, in the description box below and scrolling at the bottom of the live stream from right to left and red and white. Last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you, in fact, lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're loud, we're live, and we're certainly in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
hey, what's up, Larry, baby? Listen, this is just a little.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You ain't on my level. Girl, I almost had played the wrong intro. I ain't heard y'all niggas ain't on my level. Because you ain't. I ain't heard that in a long time, baby. We're going to be running that back, bringing that back to life in a few months. Oh, yes, we are. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday, girl. TGIF is now Saturday. I know I see some of y'all screaming, girl, happy June motherfucking 10th. Fuck Juneteenth, 19th. 16th, fuck the damn 4th of July, fuck Hanukkah, fuck Christmas, fuck your birthday, fuck Valentine's, fuck it all, baby. I ain't fucking with nothing in America right now, baby. What the hell has Juneteenth did for us? Look at what we going through, and y'all in my chat hooting and hollering about June motherfucking 19th, as if you ain't living up under the KKK and living up under the Conehead tribe, as if you ain't Black Lives Mattering and swimming and windmilling for your motherfucking life right now. I don't feel like no goddamn free nigga. Shout out to Nurse Moonshot, child. Fuck June as a whole. I don't want to hear that shit. Girl, I just came to y'all real quick. We ain't gonna be here for a long time, but we're gonna be here for a good time, child. Now, I was supposed to be loud, live, and in color with y'all all day long today, girl, because we got to get into Cocaine Bobby and her scandalous ass GMO watered out ass interview, which that she did with some MAGA loving Jesus freak. Okay. Then we got to get into some more Milagro scams. Girl, that wigless bitch got it going on too, child. But I end up sleeping all the way to the afternoon. Then I got up and started working on my hair. And what y'all think? What y'all think about the hair, child? The hair is so summery. The hair so bouncy. The hair so motherfucking flowy and billowy, girl. It just bounces. Who I think I am, girl? Who does hair think it is? It just be swinging from trees and picking apples and running the fields and the Serengeti of Africa, bitch. I look like I'm running with giraffes, child. So I was working on this hair all day. Then what else had happened? I slept in late. Then I was working on this hair. I had a Zoom meeting. Then I had to return and take 11 motherfucking phone calls, girl. And then by the time I got finished adulting, I needed me another nap. Because, bitch, I'm a privileged bitch, honey. Okay, so I wiped the table down real good. A bitch need a nap, honey. Okay? I do a little bit of vacuum and a bitch need a nap, girl. Okay, I let open the window. The bitch need a motherfucking nap, girl. Okay, the only time I don't need a goddamn nap is when somebody else doing some work around here. Then I'm wide awake. But when I got a motherfucking lift any type of a finger, even if it's a self-gratifying ass finger, I gotta lift, baby. I need my beauty rest. This is how I stay young and luscious and tender and age like a vampire, baby. You got to entitle yourself to the soft life, okay? I don't know what y'all be entitling y'allself to, but I need all the soft life, baby. I've been living a soft life for about a decade and a half, child. Yes, honey. Okay, when y'all be trying to act the TV girl, what are all the beauty secrets, bitch? How you stay flawless? How you just stay a bad bitch? How your ass so fat like the sun? Hope you got a mouth or what you gotta run. It's because I live a soft life. CTV, how you stay blessed, bitch? Why does the law of attraction always bend to your will? How you be coming out on top? How you always rise from the ashes like the motherfucking phoenix? Because that soft life, that soft lifestyle will keep your aura thick and vibrating high. And the universe ain't got no choice but to mirror your shit back to you. So you got to find some way, girl, to get into a space where you can get and indulge in the soft life and then double down on the soft life, baby, and then just watch life, child. You can turn your bike, let go of the steering wheel, because Jesus gonna literally take the wheel, baby. Okay, when you trusting in the Father, Son, and the Holy Daughter. So word to the wise for 2016, baby. Get you some soft life. Oh, yes. All right, so let's get into why we're here today. Tomorrow, though, we will be coming back to get into all the things we were supposed to get into today. Well, yesterday, technically, okay? So be prepared to be manually checking the channel. We know YouTube is raggedy, girl, and do not send out notifications and all that mess, child. So you got to check the channel manually. So we got some updates in the TS Madison case, all right? The DL Whisperer girl may be coming home real soon. How y'all feel about it? Child? The Whisperer may be bringing that flat ass back on out into the free world, girl. Okay? Shout out to hemorrhoids, baby. How is y'all feeling about it? Because we got some paperwork straight from the judge's docket. Yeah. See, right here, there's going to be a hearing coming up on the 23rd of this month of this year at 9:30 a.m. girl. First thing smoking in this morning. Okay? This is the state of Georgia versus Naquan Palmer. The above stout case is before the court. Counsel and defendants are hereby ordered to appear before Judge Sotheby in the Superior Court of Gilmer County on the 23rd of this month at 9:30 a.m. for a plea. The defendant, if incarcerated, shall appear via WebEx unless directed otherwise by the court to join the hearing. All right, class, this is where we come in at. This hearing you can attend. I will be in virtual attendance to this court. You can screen grab this, screenshot it, so you can archive the information, put it in your phone, give Miss Apple or Android a little note to remind you the night before, and you can go to www.webex.com and then enter the meeting room number, which is 132-241-5727. Okay? The WebEx hearing is coordinated by the court staff, so it is ordered on the 17th of June, 2026. Now, remember, the last time I reported on this, was it the last time or the time before last? One of them times, Shy. We know that the Whisperer girl had been experiencing, girl, a lot of emotional distress, girl. He was under duress, girl. He been taken through there. He been trying to hold on for dear life, girl. He said he was already built like pasta when he entered there, but now, baby, he's built entirely like a Twizzler, like a single Twizzler, girl, because he done lost damn near 20, 25, 30 pounds because they've been starving him out in jail. Now, apparently he's on some type of a unique diet. I don't know whether he vegan. I don't know whether he's vegetarian. Because, you know, in prison, girl, they gonna feed you dog food and a brick hard biscuit, baby. So no wonder his ass is thinning out and completely and utterly disappearing, child. You know, he walking on all goddamn bones. I know his arthritis is completely out of this world, girl. All the cartilage is just gone, bitch. Ain't nothing but bone on top of bone. Bitches giving static shock and shit, girl. Killing motherfuckers in the prison system, baby. There's a whole lot of shit going on. Then he said that they weren't giving him his meds. Now, we don't know whether he take psychiatric medication or he got shit going on with his health in other areas, or it may be a combination of both, bitch. Who motherfucking know? But he said that they were breaking HIPAA laws in there, and they were being loose and casual with his medical information, child. Then he said that he being set up from the inside, and it was all these damn conspiracy theories, and he was in a jail cell next to where Epstein was. Girl, all type of shit was just going on, baby. All right. If you want to know how I feel, and you want to know what I really think, girl, and why I really think the child was trying to hold on to trial, because if you let him tell it, he would say he was holding on because he ain't did nothing wrong, and he ain't guilty of committing no sins and atrocities. So he's not going to give Mrs. Hinton that win. But given the evidence and given all the people, girl, who bared witness to the crimes committed against Mrs. Hinton's humanity by Mr. Palmer himself, loud, live, and in color, which are all evidences that are still present all across his raggedy ass, piss poor social media profiles to this day. For those screaming fake receipts, fake receipts, fake receipts. Okay. It never made sense to me why the hell he would think he would have a shot in hell regarding trial when he hasn't even had a shot in hell to even be able to successfully fight down a TPO. Like, make it make sense. Like, if you couldn't exonerate yourself to avoid getting a TPO, how in your rabbit, rabied ass, pencil thin brain could you conjure up the math that make you conclude that you would have a fighting chance in hell before a jury of your own peers who are going to see Mrs. Hinton's DoorDash footage of you spinning around her cul-de-sac at 100 miles an hour on 2 donuts, bitch, and a bad engine, who were then going to hear all the audios before, during, and after of your intent to cause her and her family and her property harm and damage? Exactly how did and does he expect the evidence to land upon the intellect of a jury, my God, today? Does he not know he is a black man and he's one of the blackest mans of the black mans, aka he don't got the protection, he don't got the complexion for the protection? You got 3 things going against you, 4 things going against you: your skin color in a racist system, you are male. That's a part of the racism of the system because you're a black male. Then, since you done been in jail, his own words, I've received even more paperwork, aka more goddamn TPOs came against this wide mouth fool. Dominique Morgan, who got a year-long TPO. D, who has a permanent TPO. And still pursuing more charges in various states, girl, against the Whisperer, baby. Then on top of that, you have a juvenile record because, as we learned from the hearing transcripts that we last read, all 164 of those pages, that Mr. Palmer has been stalking, abusing, harassing, and committing simple battery against people since he was the tender age of 12 and 13. So this behavior against T.S. Madison and D and Dominique Morgan is not happening within a vacuum, nor are they obviously isolated. These are pathologies and patterns of behavior that stem all the way back to his life as a young lad. My God, he's been in jail since February. So January, February, March, April, May, June. 5 months now, almost half a year. So you have a whole lot of things already going up against you. Imagine thinking you got a shot at trial and having a jury full of people hear about how you've been terrorizing motherfucking hoes since you've been 13, and how T.S. Madison isn't the only person who has a legitimate and substantiated protective order against you, but 2 other people have them. And apparently there's more people to come. In addition to all of the evidence in support of a guilty verdict, bitch. So I was thinking, nah, that don't make no sense. It ain't no way in hell he could be that dizzy. Even though he is that dizzy. He's dazzled, he's dizzy, and he's dumb, and he is intellectually dishonest on top of being intellectually handicapped. And it was clear from the first hearing that leaked onto social media of him sitting on the Jumbotron, girl, basically inquiring to the judge, is it not okay for him to break the law if a person is talking shit about him? Who would think to ask that? And whose brain would even work that way? And who would sit shackled like they a goddamn inmate on Shawshank Redemption, bitch, and basically asked the judge if not violence was justifiable to commit against somebody who never even said his name, yet he assigned his name to because a credit report allegedly was being read. And then it wasn't even Miss T.S. Madison who even read anything specific. It was Craig who called out a specific credit score, a credit score that could have been anybody's in the world. It's not like the Whisperer is T.S. Madison's only op. It could have been a credit score of Michelle Alien. It could have been a credit score of Unwinding with Cardi B's Money, aka Trasher Coochie K. I mean, 1, 2, 3 ho, 4 ho. Okay, any, mini, money, mo ho. Nobody would have even known who the hell was being referred to. And yet it was TS that got all the smoke. And she never even called nobody's name. And she never even cited anything specific regarding the report. My God, that day. And you're going to sit shackled as a dark-skinned black man with buckwheat sticking up from your head, inquiring to a saltine person in authority if it's okay for you to perpetuate violence on top of that against a member of a disenfranchised minority community, aka a trans woman of color. I mean, could you? That I had to sit with myself and say, there's no way. But he has demonstrated enough objective evidence to support the fact that he is a shit-tard and that he ain't got no damn sense. Because if he did, he wouldn't even be in this position to begin with. But then my brain just still couldn't, even with all the evidence that he ain't mentally, emotionally there, he ain't got the bandwidth, girl, the brain ain't braining. I said, ooh, I think I figured it out. You got to remember, the Whisperer started off as somebody who was pursuing and interested and still fucking around with DL men before he got stumped out. And then that resulted in such trauma that he waged hell against the down low community because his particular trade went rogue, girl. Okay? And then grifted off of that and made that into a felt movement. Right? But he did all of that out of anger. And what do they say about love and hate? Love and hate are two sides of the very same coin. They're not completely and utterly different from each other. What's opposite of love is indifference, not hate. Which means that there was still love and affections for the down low community in his heart, despite his surface level anger. And then remember, you know, we did the review of that boring, tired, raggedy ass could have done without interview he did with Tasha Coochie K. And he slipped up in that interview because Tasha K was losing interest in talking to his ass because he didn't have no real tea. He didn't have no real wisdom. So he had to keep trying to find a way to pivot and to make the conversation interesting. So then he fucked around and gave up the ghost and contradicted his entire mission statement when he admitted that to this very day, he's still fucking around with who, class? Down low men. The interview is still up. The interview is still up. He admitted that he's still messing around with down low athletes and musicians. And when Tasha Coochie K did what she was there to do, which is to pry and to get to some specifics and to get to some government names, he did what? He did the very thing that he's been accusing gay men and trans women of doing, which is protecting the down low community by saying, oh no, I can't give up. I can't give up. What you mean you can't give up the names of none of the men you not supposed to be still sleeping with to begin with, since they're so dangerous unto biological women, right? And isn't this your whole plight against the trans community? Is that they are the ones employing the down low community with their bussies? But yet to this day, you're still sleeping with undercover brothers who more than likely are married, fiancéed up in long-term relationships, and more salaciously, doing something with you that neither one of y'all are being honest with the women y'all claim to love about. Ooh! So you know what conclusion that brings me to? So why this bitch sat his ass down in that Gilmore County detention center as long as he has? Because when you think about it, like, who would not have wanted to take a plea deal? That's going to be the lesser of two evils, because if he go to trial, bitch, he's cooked, period. And he's going straight to jail collecting not a 200 at go, bitch. He could have been out. He could have got back to his brand. Well, what he calls a brand, which is no more than a demonetized grift. Like, who wouldn't want to have come home and then taken the most sensible option to get there, which is a plea, rather than facing trial and losing it all and forever? Oh, somebody who more than likely has found him a piece of trade in prison, bitch. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the queer unit of a jail or of a prison system. You know, there's a whole LGBT wing, right? You know that them toxic masculine ninjas in there love them a lady boy. They love them a punk. To wash their drawers and to do their bidding and to, you know, massage the athlete's foot out of daddy's feet, you know, to carry the task, you know, to be Molly the maid. My hypothesis is that homegirl done got down there, bitch, and done got wiped up. And what's been sustaining her, despite all the terror, she chronicles online about how her constitutional rights are being violated and they not feeding her and they ain't washing her and she's stinking and her pussy got mildew all down the middle of it, and, you know, all things that would, for a normal person, result in taking a plea to get the hell out of there so they can get them a good homemade hot shower going between them nooks and crevices, baby. Oh, no. It's because this ain't about standing on business. This is not about standing on principle. This is not about standing up for one's justice and proving a point against a big mogul bully. Oh, no, baby. This is about the fact that, baby, trade has been found upon. Baby, the DL Whisperer girl is in part very much so home, baby. He wake up to his daddy and he go to sleep with daddy, baby. When he be on them calls, he don't be sounding too distressed to me. When he be on them calls, girl, I don't care how demonstrative what he's saying may sound. Like, ooh, Grace sounds so awful. It don't sound like a bitch feeling too awful about the awfulness that they trying to articulate, though. Because when Savannah got a good man, bitch, you can even survive making a bed in hell. Baby, this is why people love them a good man. Because when you got you a good man, a man who either actually love you or at least pretending to, so you don't know the damn difference, bitch, is that you can survive the goddamn zombie apocalypse if need be, bitch. Okay? That's why everybody on this motherfucker trying to get them a little piece of love, baby. Because love make it all survivable. Love make everything endurable. Love gonna bring out the survivor. I won't give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. Bitch, I be on my IG around this time of night, doom scrolling in my algorithm, seeing motherfucking hoes open up their reels talking about, hi, me and my man have been living out in the woods. Go with us on this journey. You and your man in the woods, how? Bitch got a makeshift stove, still serving dinner at 5 o'clock, baby. Ain't nothing changed except We don't have a ceiling above us. We got a canopy of trees, bitch, instead. Ain't nothing changed about mama's routine, honey. She's still bringing home to Papa, girl. Okay, still fucking him out there on the rocks. Okay, still on her knees, on them leaves, baby. And can survive the wilderness and the lions, the tigers, and the bears. Oh my, can survive 99-degree summer weather, bitch. Out there living out in a tent, girl. Like she filming in the damn Blair Witch Project, all because she got a good man. Baby, a good man be turning you motherfucking hoes into Supergirl, bitch. Y'all don't give a damn where, when, and how, baby. It's all right because mama's got her a little piece of man, baby. And the whisperer been up in that bitch, surviving, child. Straight up from the gate up, Linda. Good evening, I am Hurrah. Yes. That's my hypothesis, girl. She ain't in there being Naquan Luther King, child. That bitch got her a little piece of trade, girl. And better than the one she had outside them four walls because, see, she get to experience living together while she in a jail cell with her nigga, baby. Yes, they get to cohabit together, girl. She really get to feel like Victoria no longer with no secrets in that motherfucker, baby. The closest thing she gonna get to a fairy tale. Got her a masculine piece of man who probably somebody's damn father of 12 and somebody's damn husband of 15 damn years that he licking and lapping on, getting his damn fantasy on. Yeah. Now he want to pull up to the court and accept a plea. Why? Has trade been moved? Has trade been liberated from the criminal justice system, girl? So now he in the back his lonesome self. He ain't got no other reason to be in A9. Has his trade been moved to another facility? Possibly. Who knows? Baby, something done changed, baby, in the cafeteria, girl. Something done changed in the dormitory, girl. So now, girl, she about to pull up and be talking plea deals. Now, here's the thing about the plea. Y'all know he initially rejected the plea. The judge still got to approve of the plea. We don't know what the plea entails. We don't know what the plea involves. More than likely, he got out of jail if he pleaded guilty and probably probation and, you know, et cetera, girl. I'd be a supervised convict in the free world. Yeah. But the judge still has to approve of that plea deal. So this hearing could be the hearing that seals his fate, because if the judge ain't convinced or woke up on the right or wrong side of bed, this can make or break, bitch, what the judgment is going to be. Now, mind you, they was already trying to get the TPO dissolved and all of that. And that didn't work. And the judge was mighty upset, bitch, with the whisperer. Because the judge is convinced that the whisperer is an endangerment to TS. And we'll get into that next. Because speaking of the evidence, the whisperer's attorney has been attempting to get certain evidence thrown out, struck from the docket, removed, girl. Okay? And here's a felt motion by Naquan's attorney. Motion to exclude evidence of prior acts. Comes now the defendant in the above styled case by and through the undersigned attorney and moves this court for an order compelling the state to produce evidence or excluding its admission and shows the following. Defendant is charged, 1, with aggravated stalking. 2, the state may seek to admit evidence of purported prior difficulties between the parties. Any evidence related to social media posts and conduct that occurred before the TPO is irrelevant. And prejudicial character evidence. Wherefore, the defendant moves to honorable court to exclude any evidence related to conduct occurring prior to the issuance of the TPO in this case. So, his sorry ass attorney is trying to shave off some real prominent evidence, particularly the evidence that is prior to the TPO. The problem with that is that that evidence is what led to the goddamn TPO to begin with. And with them trying to get this TPO, them trying to fight the TPO so that ultimately the case can be dissolved in favor of Mr. Palmer, the question of not only the legitimacy of the TPO, but what Mr. Palmer would do with his freedom if given that, whether the case is dissolved or not, whether it's via probation, whether it's via plea deal, or whether the case just ends up in his favor, which it has not and will not for obvious reasons. It's still relevant to the courts. And it's ironic that the attorney is trying to get that evidence dismissed because we read, baby. Remember this part of the judge responding to the motion for bond, and the judge said, hell no. Well, in the last paragraph of the judge's order, the judge used the very same evidence that Naquan's attorney is wanting thrown out to justify denying bond. And those words are this here, and I quote, "The court finds that simply posting about someone on social media in and of itself does not constitute conduct or contact. The court does not find that the defendant's words, actions, and conduct to fall within the contemplation of the..." Hold on, y'all. My phone done damn froze. Words, actions, and conduct to fall within the contemplation of the appellate court's decisions, such as in case law cited here and case law cited there. The court is concerned greatly by the fact that the defendant drove from his home in Gilmer County to DeKalb County for the sole purpose of creating and posting a video showing the victim's home and disclosing its location for his followers to see, all the while making comments and taunts directed toward the victim. The court is even more concerned about the verbiage used during the defendant's post, such as, quote, "going to knock bitch in the head," quote, "I want bitches dead," quote, "and you never know when I'm watching, I'm going to get T.S. Madison," end of quote. Finally, the court cannot and will not disregard the defendant's statements. Any bond, quote, "you set today, I get out regardless. And no bond is keeping me from getting this HOE." Said language indicates this defendant has no intention of abiding by any special bond conditions this court may set if bond were to be granted. Based upon the foregoing, the court finds the defendant to be a threat to persons in the community, that he poses a risk of committing further felonies pending trial, and that he poses a risk of intimidating witnesses, especially the victim, and otherwise obstructing justice. Therefore, the defendant's motion for bond is hereby what class? D mother. Not. So So you can obviously see why Naquan's attorney would want all the evidence thrown the hell out, okay? Because these were things that Naquan said prior to the TPO. But it was those events, driving to T.S. Madison's house, making terroristic threats against her, her family, her friends, her property, doubling down on intention to pull up to her birthday party, Halloween party, in a costume to cause disruption to her in her personal quarters. These were all the things that led to and justified the TPO. So how are we going to discard the evidence that substantiated the need for the TPO? And then, knowing that this particular judge is clearly not going to do that, because this judge would not be using that said evidence that his attorney want to be thrown out and struck from the docket to justify denying the motherfucking bond. Make it make sense. This is what makes January the 23rd at 9:30 a.m. very scary for Mr. Palmer and very unpredictable for Mr. Palmer. Because the hearing that's going to be held on webx.com in meeting room 132, 241, 5727, that's coordinated by the court staff, that's been so ordered this 17th of June of this year, is going to be held by a judge who fully believes that Mr. Palmer is a direct threat to T.S. Madison. And if the judge was so persuaded by Mr. Palmer's own words and intentions toward Mrs. Hinton that they would deny the Palmer bond, I'm not sure that this judge then is going to feel comfortable honoring any plea that the DA comes up with as it relates to Mr. Palmer, because the question still has to be the concern around the well-being of Mrs. Hinton still is not accounted for. It's not reconciled. If the judge was going to honor, which the judge could honor the plea deal, but it seems more likely that the judge would have honored the request for bonding if the judge was just going to turn the fuck around and honor a plea deal, unless that plea is ironclad and really assures the judge. But it sounded like it's going to require a lot of deep persuasion for the judge to be convinced that Mr. Palmer needs to be a free man. Because once again, this judge believes that Mr. Palmer is an imminent threat toward Mrs. Hinton. And not because of anything that Mrs. Hinton has had to argue, but because of all of the very well-known, publicized, polarizing, terroristic threats made by Mr. Palmer himself. Before, during, and after coming to her home with the intent to intimidate her and to express to her that she can be touched, that the people she loved can be touched. And now those things have culminated in producing fear in this judge. And girl, and don't even add in the race element, girl. Don't, you know, it's already easy, girl, for non-black people to justify fearing melanated people, because we already have been slandered and narrated by the principalities of this world as being violent perpetrators. So then you get a melanated person who actually is violent and unwell and unstable, I mean, Mr. Palmer has his work cut out for him. And to make matters even more tough and difficult for him, not only does the judge feel completely convinced that this motherfucker is not well and is an imminent threat to T.S. Madison, but T.S. Madison is going to be allowed to make a victim impact statement at this hearing, which she will be in attendance to virtually. Because, you know, she's working, and she works so that she don't have to scam bitch and take a plea deal and run off with $100,000 of a nonprofit organization's funds that were designated toward the LGBT community. That's why she works, so that she don't have to be that girl. Huh? See, when you lost without a coin, but you get a coin legally because you work. Baby, it don't have to be 2 for the price of 1 in a plea deal, bitch. But T.S. Madison, yeah, she's going to be able to make a victim impact statement. Now imagine being sandwiched in between a judge that's convinced that you are an imminent threat unto the plaintiff and the victim in this case. And then the victim being allowed to express their fears, their concerns, and play into the very legit concerns of the presiding judge in the case. Imagine, right? Imagine. Yeah. That's a mess. A what? A mess. So, we're going to see what fucking happens. We're going to be loud live, and we're going to be in color at 9:30 a.m. on WebEx, tracking the case, observing the case, and we'll be reporting loud live and in color. Maybe I'll be live while the hearing is live and can report to you guys, boots to ground, to see what this plea deal encompasses, what the judge's sentiments will be, what T.S. Madison's sentiments will be, and then what will happen next. Me personally, I don't think the judge should release Mr. Palmer on the guise of a plea deal, because once again, the plea deal does not rectify the core issue of concern for T.S. Madison's well-being. And unless Mr. Palmer has spent the last 5 months in anger management class, in whatever state-appointed therapy that he may have been able to get access to while being incarcerated, if he's not there on that Jumbotron on the 23rd with a letter in his hand of written apology to T.S. Madison, if that's not doubled down with, excuse me, a grandiose Naquan Luther King speech, girl, declaring that he is rehabilitated and have plans to remain rehabilitated and to stay out of trouble, and he doesn't have a line by line, precept by precept, damn near a Project 2025 pathway to healing laid out for the courts, then there's no reason to release him upon high functioning, normal citizens. There's no reason. Oh shit! I know I was hearing something. I got a moth in my house. I'm like, what's all this flapping out here? Oh, it's a little moth. Oh. I'm about to capture it like with a napkin. I don't unalive living things unless they're ugly. Like if it was a water bug girl, it would be Thor's hammer to ask, girl. Thor's hammer, girl. If it's God didn't make all things beautiful, girl. I'm so sorry, child. You know, but a moth. The moth is gorgeous. I'm about to set her free. Anyway, so we're going to see. I'll be in attendance. Moths eat clothing. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get him up out of here, child. He ain't going to be flying around this mother. I don't know how the hell he got up in here. But he up in here, girl, climbing up my motherfucking lamp. Like he paid rent, girl. Like he on a journey, girl. Like he trying to liberate himself from Jim Crow, girl. Like he leading Salma's march, girl. Like he leading the march to Washington, girl. Like he climbing up Jacob's ladder. Thomas said that's a sign. I wonder what it means. What do you think the symbolism is, Thomas? Of the moth making its way up to the primordial light. See, then he just fell back down. Maybe this is a projection of what Naquan is experiencing. Girl, every time he just try to get up, he just keep falling right on back down. Oh, baby, the moth's struggling too, girl. She's flipping all on the sides and everything, baby, trying to hold on and get to the light, my God, today. Yeah, I think that's the DL. I think this is a psychic projection. Poor thing. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go try. Y'all tell me what the hell y'all think, real. Once again, I'm going to y'all screenshot the information here. If you guys want to attend on the 23rd, what's the 23rd? What, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Okay, webx.com, and here's the room number for you to punch in, and you can be loud, live, and in color, girl, getting into the things. If not, don't worry about it. We will be here loud, live, and in color, reporting the facts and our opinions when there are no facts. Right here, loud, live, and in color. If you enjoyed yourself, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv. Oh, before we get out of here, girl, let's get into this attorney real quick, because the attorney, child. Now, mind you, his attorney has been missing work. He been putting in for vacation, child. He ain't been giving a damn about his client, Mr. Palmer. So, something told me to look up the attorney, child. Now, mind you, Mr. Robinson III overall has pretty good reviews. Okay, seems to be like when he does want to work, he works, bitch. Okay, but he has a 4-star rating on lawyers.com. And like I said, the overall ratings for Mr. Robinson III are really well, even though I'm questioning what his psychology is behind trying to get key evidence thrown out that justified the restraining order to begin with, and that justifies the concerns of the judge who used that same key evidence, baby, to keep that bitch locked up and to deny bond. But the fact that Mr. Robinson has been half-ass showing up for his client, I wanted to see if what's his isolated behavior. So I scrolled through, some of the positive reviews. He got a 4-star rating. Yeah. Oh, and then we get to 1 star. So I was like, oh, what do we have here? Oh, September 30th of last year. Let's listen to Cassandra. Cassandra says, we initially placed our full trust in attorney Thomas Sterling Robinson III, but we were deeply disappointed by his lack of effort. In a moment of desperation, we contacted him to help our daughter, who urgently needed legal representation. Miraculously, he answered our call on a Sunday, leading us to believe that he was the answer to our prayers. However, our hopes quickly faded. He assured us that he could help and secure our daughter's release. But after we paid him $2,000, his commitment completely and utterly vanished. We had to plead with him to visit our daughter and hear her side of the story. He made a brief appearance at one hearing and then disappeared, showing complete indifference after receiving our cash payment. Communication with Thomas was virtually non-existent. At the critical hearing, he failed to ensure our daughter's presence, era 1, neglected to advocate on her behalf, era 2, and didn't inform us promptly that the hearing even went poorly, era 3. Despite these failures, guess what he did, girl? Kept our whole entire $2,000 bag. God damn. I said, oh, is there more? And then there was another 1-star. Because I'm like, does he take vacations on everybody? So it seemed like Mr. Naquan has found himself in good company with an attorney that picks and chooses, girl, when he works. Now, to Mr. Robinson III's credit, bitch, when he works, it seems like he works, girl, okay? The people have all praise and worship to give to the king, okay? But he has to actually show up and work, girl, for you to benefit from him. So then we got another 1-star review from someone who's anonymous back in August 10th of 2020, okay, 6 years ago. It says, Mr. Robinson is an unprofessional lawyer. He takes your money. Oh, now we have a pattern of conduct here. Talk to you any kind of way. Oh, just rude, so nasty and so rude. Lies about doing something he didn't do. He even copied information with me and my husband, personal information on there. And when I asked why was it copied, he said, none of my business. I gave him the paperwork to send to my husband so he could sign. But Mr. Robinson gave and sent him the copied ones. I never was late on a payment, but yet he was rude, unprofessional. But when he wanted his payment, he acted right. Woo, child, it sounds like the attorney just as much as a damn handful as his client is. Don't waste your time or money. My husband has been sitting in Clayton County Jail for 3 months now. Could that explain why the Whisperer, girl? Because, you know, the Whisperer's first attorney, Mr. Francis, the one that was in the transcripts that were ethically read by me above the God, you know, he hit it, bitch, after that hearing, leaving Mr. Palmer, girl, destitute and alone. So this is the rebound attorney, Mr. Robinson III here, girl. Trouble, trouble, trouble. She goes on to say, or he goes on, well, this is a woman, her husband. The DA reached out to me and said, my husband has a public offender on his case. I guess she meant a public defendant. But I paid Mr. Robinson 2 months before my husband got to Clayton County. He lied and said a bond motion was put in 2 months ago, but the DA reached out to me last Friday and said that his attorney reached out to her 2 days ago and requesting for a bond, which he stated he did 2 months ago. It hurt that I paid him and he played me. Girl, I paid to be played. Goddamn, Linda. Linda had done paid to be played. You can't make this type of up, Sean, 7425. You just can't do it. So you got multiple people, girl, saying this man is a bag stealer, ambulance chaser, girl, unintegral, don't always do what he supposed to do. Once again, girl, similar when he works, he works. But baby, when he on his bald-headed host, baby, he on it hardcore. Now, once again, girl, he already done been on vacation rather than helping to get his client, Mr. Palmer, out of jail. Will his ass be in attendance on the 23rd? Will he be loud, live, and in color in the courtroom in Gilmer County or on the Jumbotron representing his client in his plea? Or will he be golfing with Trump? Let's see if there's anything else up here, girl. Girl, I was spooked and motherfucking nervous. Spooked and nervous. Let's see if there's any more review. Oh, another 1-star review. Is there more pattern? This is lacking in integrity and character. Hold on, let me clear my throat real quick. My God, today. Let's get into it. My son and I have lodged a complaint with the state bar. Oh, wow. CAP against Mr. Robinson. He recently contacted me via email apologizing for the way he handled my son's case, or should I say the lack of handling my son's case, and his blatant disrespect. He agreed to refund my money and requested that I agreed to a payment arrangement. I agreed. Mr. Robinson missed the first payment, and when I contacted him, he told me that he would pay me next month in March after he gets more clarity, quote unquote. He stated that he'd be in contact. Bear in mind, I had to contact him about the missed payment. I set up a payment arrangement that was more than doable for an attorney. I requested the same that he requested from me, and my income was nothing of an attorney's. He didn't contact me to inform me that he would be late or that he would make the payment sometime next month. It was a struggle getting information about the case, getting return calls, and getting professional behavior. He hung up on me numerous times and became angry when I would get information elsewhere. A staff member of his agreed to speak to the bar on my son's behalf. I have text messages and emails that were forwarded to CAP, and I will be forwarding the emails where he agreed to the refund and where he discussed his payment arrangement. He made a trying time even more difficult. I have a chronic illness that was exacerbated due to the constant struggle for information and just general decency. I ended up hospitalized. I am a professional who worked as a medical billing manager and office manager for a prominent radiation oncologist. So I was always mindful of his time and always understood that my son was not his only client. I will be pursuing fee arbitration with CAP or taking him to small claims court to get the refund he agreed to and that I deserve. I am discussing with an attorney which would be best. CAP is still looking into my complaint. I am confident that justice will be served. I worked hard to pay him and never missed a payment. He took my money and did little for my son's case. This was confirmed by a member of his staff that tried her best to get answers for me while I was hospitalized. She saw the lack of communication and respect. I wouldn't recommend him to a single soul. Please do yourself a favor and look elsewhere for goddamn counsel. My God, today. So it begs the question, girl. Mr. Palmer is on his second attorney, girl. Will Mr. show up when he feel like it, finally show up, girl? And work. That's yet to be seen, but we will be bearing witness on January 23rd at 9:30 a.m., girl. We'll be live and in color. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Share. And do you think that it's time for Mr. Palmer to come home? Do you have faith that he'll be able to, do something productive with his time? Do you think that his internet privileges should be revoked, given that this is his only real connection to behaving this way? Because everybody that has a TPO against him were internet figures. And he was using the internet clout to justify his harassment for self-gain. So if you remove the internet, will that remove the harm, the cyber harassment, bullying, etc.? It's more than enough cyber bush going on here to definitely justify to a judge why Mr. Palmer does not, in fact, need access to Miss Google. The only thing he can do on the internet, bitch, is log in to pay his restitution, bitch. Yeah. Y'all tell me what you think, girl. Do you want to see he go to trial? Do you think he needs to do time? What does rehabilitation look like for you in this case? Leave it all below. You guys already know to share, subscribe, baby. And if you enjoyed yourself, you can always donate to the platform at Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. And that's Consciouz with the Z on the end. All other social media information is in the description box below. I love you guys a long time, and I will see y'all later. Peace.